in facility management perspective, in our context, we can have the balanced scorecard to measure the KPIs in broadly these 7 categories. Let us list down all these 7 categories. They are called general management, financial management, EHS, strategic level contribution, MEP and civil, security and housekeeping. Now these are all the 7 areas in which we are going to now rate the service provider's performance. And then we are going to put it into a metric which is called a balanced scorecard. If you say 30 years back there used to be a technical service, electrical service provided by electrician, there will be a plumber, there is a security guard, and all these people, housekeeping separate. The facility management is because there is a management. It is not just these services. This is these services plus 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 plus. And that plus plus is the management, where there is a value addition, there is a service enhancement, and there is a strategic level thinking of how to benefit the client from his actions. And that is why it is called facility management. So you have to agree as a client with the service provider that how he is going to measure the customer satisfaction, and then he has to ensure that he gets certain fixed percentage which you decide, 80%, 85% or 90%, because you can never have 100% customer satisfaction. It is a foregone conclusion. Everyone knows there is no point in achieving 100%. You can always strive for that. You will never achieve it because ideal is never real. If ideal becomes real, it will not be called ideal. You have to ask him beforehand at the beginning of any time in the year, calendar year or financial year, preferably calendar year, and say, submit me a training schedule of when and how and what training you are going to give to your people. Now he has to do that. It's a company after all. Service provider is also an organization. They have to have an HR. They have to have a training system with them. If it is not, you insist, you demand. Because that is what separates an ordinary service provider from an excellent service provider. Because an excellent or a good service provider will always train his resources. Training is a human requirement. You need a refresher training from time to time. Now, being a service provider, he is supposed to be an expert in that field. That is why he is a service provider. And there is nothing wrong if sometimes a service provider is more knowledgeable than the client. It happens. By client, we don't really get a copyright on all the proprietary knowledge that is available in the market. Service providers are also equally good. I mean, you change the roles very often, right? Today you are all a client. Sometimes you will be the service provider. You have to ask service provider that, okay, you are providing service, this is a done deal. That is a commercial agreement. But what extra you are doing? To stay in the race, you need to do something innovative. You can't be doing the same thing again and again and expect good results or better reputation coming out of it. For getting better reputation, you need to strive. You need to really come up. You need to come out innovative. So likewise, you say, what are the cost saving initiatives? And that you can agree at the time of framing the SLAs and KPIs itself to say that you will propose at least one cost saving initiative every quarter. Something, if it is being done good, there is nothing wrong in giving him credit for that. He deserves it because there is an effort in that. It does. See, every good thing doesn't happen by itself. He has to work for that. And wherever he does something good, give him credit. It works for boosting his morale and motivating him. To be honest, the managements are generally fair. Only what they want is proper due diligence from your side. They just want to confirm that you have done your study well and your recommendation is the right recommendation. It doesn't come out of somebody saying, I heard or I feel or something like that. And then they will do, because finally management is also interested in the betterment of the site. Who will want a site with disrupted with broken equipments and all that. So that input can come in a structured format in a study from the service provider.